What was that? Was that a spider? Okay.
I got really scared for you for a second.
I swear to God, I felt my hand touch something when I reached back, but there's nothing there.
But you know what is here is welcome back to Chit Chats, everybody. My name is Antonio.
Oh, my name's Brennen, and let's have a chit chat.
Yes.
I think it was my turn.
I
Who
think
knows?
we're so bad at keeping track of that.
I know.
we don't even bother anymore. You know what? It's anyone's game at this point. All right, I'm not going to be picky.
Game.
Okay, but next time it's my turn, and if you do it, then I'm going to come to your house and I'm going to kill you and take all of your Five Nights at Freddy's posters.
I only have the one. Joke's on you.
Then I'm going to buy you another one and then take
and buy you another one just to steal it.
Just to steal it from you. Anyway, guys, we got a nice, basic ass episode of Chit Chats for you guys. We have no guests. We have no games to play. This isn't supposed to be a fun show, okay? It's supposed to be very serious, very, very non-fun show. So that being said, we have Brennen today. He's got barbecue sauce. I have a half-lit candle.
We're gonna keep going. I got.
Yeah. What else do you
monster.
got? Yeah, random monster. I have a bottle of melatonin right here.
I have gummy melatonin in the bathroom.
No way! I didn't know they made gummy melatonin. What the heck?
I got Samus and Link amiibo.
Oh shit!
The only two amiibos I own.
And I have depression. Anyway, so today we are going to do a fun episode. Me and Brennen are both well equipped in YouTube, making YouTube videos. We both made YouTube videos, for any amount of time, whether that be, like 5 years or, like a year, or on and off for 3 years.
Yes.
What I'm trying to say is that me and Brennen have both made videos in the past, but sometimes we get ideas for videos and they don't always come into fruition. And that's why we have series such as Scrapped on my main channel to talk about videos like that. But today, we're breaking that rule. What'd you say?
I said, and lawsuits.
And lawsuits. And what we're going to do today is we're going to talk about scrapped videos / scrapped video ideas from both of our channels. Brennen, I specifically wanted to talk about this with you because I know for a fact that you had a lot of video ideas that you wanted to do for your channel back a long time ago, back in 2016, 2017, some of which we actually filmed, but they never actually came out.
Yeah.
And I find that interesting. So I thought we could talk about that today. And Brennen, because of that, I want you to go first. I want you to talk about your scrapped video ideas first. One of them at least.
Okay. So the one that got scrapped, that was the big one, because this one got shut up, phone. this one made me a little sad that I never finished it. Just because I didn't like the way it turned out, and I didn't like the way I wrote some stuff, and we were still in the age of before you could really edit, and I really had the ability to get to anything. And so I was like, I totally let all the bads topple the good. And I was like, there's just no point. It's not going to turn out good, blah, blah, blah. It was this series I wanted to do for a little while. Mm-hmm. And we recorded the first, I think 1 or 2 episodes, I think it was. Mm-hmm. And it was called The Truth.
The Truth, yes.
And it was a short show where Antonio, we should have another episode where we go back to this someday, because I still have that footage, so we can go back and watch it someday.
Stay tuned, because yes. Anyway, go on.
But so it was a thing where me and Antonio were roommates, and we lived in a house. And Antonio was a FBI agent, and I even had a badge for him and everything. You remember the badge I made?
I do remember that. Yeah.
We filmed back in the scene
summer of 2017. I want to say July.
Yeah, I think. Yeah. I remember we also filmed a scene at Donovan's house.
Yeah, we filmed a scene at Donovan's. No, I thought it was Cody's house. I think we filmed a scene at Cody's house. I know for sure we did at Cody's house. We might have also filmed at Donovan's house.
I know that Donovan was the body, but I think you may be right. It might have been at Cody's house.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was at Cody's.
So Antonio was an FBI agent, and I don't know if I ever said what my character's job was in the show, but that was a thing. And Antonio's job as an FBI was he was hunting down a serial killer that's been on the run for a long time. And
I'm a badass.
every time they think they got close to him or found any evidence against him, everything either always went wrong or it was like misleading and shit like that. And
Hmm.
then of course, like as the name implies, it was called The Truth, and that's because in the end of the second episode, you learn that my character is actually the serial killer, and
Plot twist.
that's how things kept getting tampered with. Like one of the scenes in the show would have been during my character's last like attack, he got like hurt in the process and he didn't know, and there was like blood found at the crime scene,
Hmm.
and so like, Antonio's character was like, "We found blood at the crime scene. We can finally match it," and it's like I have to go send this off um to the forensic lab right now. But then he sits it down because he's like, "Crap, I got to go get my badge," and he sits it down. And when he sits it down, I like replace it with like some other stuff. Like I think I replaced
Oh
it. I
shit,
think
you're
like in the
devious.
I think like in the script, technically, I put like replaced it with like red food dye because it was on like a Q-tip, right?
Hmm.
So it was like replaced with red food dye,
Hmm.
and then so you come back and you take it, and you're like, all right, I gotta go. We gotta go give this to the lab right away. And it's like okay, and then he leaves, and he comes back and he's all mad. He's like, it was red food dye. I don't know what happened. It was like I thought it was clearly blood, all this stuff like that.
Hmm.
And then like the final episode ended with like Antonio being like Antonio's character being like, I don't know, but we're gonna figure this out somehow. And then you like leave, and then I like reach my backpack and grab out like the hat and like a bandana and like a black hoodie and then like a flip knife, and I flip it open and I just start like smiling. Supposed to be like
Hmm.
like oh he's the killer, and shit like
Yeah,
that.
I
Like
remember.
it
I
was
remember filming that.
planned, and we like I said we filmed a lot of it.
Yeah, I don't remember if we filmed like because what I remember is we filmed a bunch of like disjointed scenes because obviously like I wasn't aware of like the true like structure of how you would make the video. So I just remember filming like a scene at my house, and then we'd film a scene at Cody's house, and then we would film some dialogue scenes, and I never really like knew how it was going to be pieced together. So I was excited for
Yeah,
to see the conclusion, but it never ended up coming out,
never
which is
ended up
okay.
coming out.
Back then,
Still have the footage for it, so maybe someday we can do a little fun little react to it.
yeah, back in the day being like 2016, 2017, as Brennan is saying, I didn't have like very well, we both used the same editor, but we didn't have like very high quality video editing capabilities. We would use the free YouTube video editor that they offered on YouTube, and it was a very ghetto ass service.
Oh yeah,
That it served me well for a while, served us well. But then they discontinued it later in 2017, actually. And I remember at the time I was like, I don't know what I'm gonna do because I don't know any other like free video editors. But we ended up I found a way to make it work. And yeah, I think nowadays, I think if you were to try to make a video like that, I think we could definitely like actually make it somewhat like how
yeah.
you
I was gonna
wanted
say
to.
like I was
You
like
know?
we might be able to actually do something good with that now.
Yeah, for
Like
sure.
with how you can edit and like with the capability we have more and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I scroll down into my YouTube and you can see all these privated videos that are just like titled camera names. These are all original clips from the film.
Yep, those are all deleted clips that never hit YouTube. That we were gonna do for your channel. Yeah, it was really interesting to me because I really only focused on making like comedic videos, and you kind of had like a different approach with the content that you were making because you wanted to do more like story driven, like serious, toned videos, or series even. And
Look,
I was a
here's
fan of
your
that.
here's your just real quick. Here's your proof that when this was recorded. Here's a little snippet of younger Antonio.
Oh man. Oh no, I whipped. Oh god, that just shows you how old that is, dude. And I'm wearing my knot shirt, the shirt that had all those knots on it. I don't know where that shirt went, but I used to wear that all the time. Back
Yeah,
in the day.
I had green hair back in these clips too.
Yeah, that was the year. That was like the era when you were like dyeing your hair like pretty frequently. I remember.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, before Cooking with Brennan, even um, that series. Yeah, so maybe someday the truth will come out. Haha, no pun intended.
Uh,
Um, um, I definitely. This is actually something that I wasn't planning on talking about, but I figured now is time as good as any. I want to do an episode of Scrapped for my channel where we talk about that video and we react to the old footage.
dude, I would
So
be so down. I'd be so down.
yeah, I feel like I thought I mentioned that to you at one point, but maybe I didn't.
I
Um,
think you did probably a while ago, but I think I kind of forgot about it.
right, yeah. But yeah, no, I definitely think that would be interesting to actually like go back. And I was even thinking about like making like sort of a mock up of what the video would have looked like with the footage that we actually filmed, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
Just because I think it might be interesting to do that. But yeah, so someday look out for that video. Be on the main channel on
Someday the
Filmverse.
truth will come out.
The truth will come out, and that will be that. So now that we have that one, do you mind if I talk a
Yeah,
little
you
bit
do one.
about one of my discontinued videos? I don't know why I said discontinued. Well, whatever.
Discontinue.
Basically, because I still make videos to this day, it takes a lot. Sometimes it'll take a while for when I get I get an idea for a video to when it actually comes out. I remember, the McDonovan video that came out recently.
Yeah, the downfall of McDonough.
Yeah, the downfall of McDonovan. I came up with the idea for that video like 2 years ago, 2 or 3 years ago, and it never. I just never worked on it. I just would like come up with ideas for it. Like I was like, okay, I want him to be like ambushed by paparazzi. I want him to be in like McDonald's commercials, whatever the hell. I would come up with little ideas like that, and it would take me a while to like actually write the script and make it. Sorry, getting a little off track here, but just wanted to say that because a lot of these videos are ideas that I've had that I've been sitting on for a while. So some of these could actually get made in one way or another eventually. But one of the videos that was, I guess you could say, scrapped that we never ended up making was YouTube Magic 2.
Oh my
And
god.
this was actually derived from an idea that Brennen had a while ago that I wrote down just because I thought it would be fun to make. But basically, originally I made a skit called YouTube Magic. It involved this box that you would buy, and it was basically like it would make your videos like crazy like editing tricks in them, or you would have like editing tricks in your videos, and it was like a commercial parody. And
It's
I
called
remember
YouTube Magic.
YouTube Magic. And initially, or around when I first posted that video, Brennan approached me and he wanted to make a sequel to that video in which his character buys YouTube Magic. His character being himself, I'm assuming. And then crazy antics occur, and Brennan, I'm assuming takes over the world with YouTube Magic, something like that. Do you remember like that when you like came up with the idea for that?
Yeah, so I remember I really liked the idea. I really liked the video. It was probably like at that time it was probably like one of my favorite videos we've ever done.
Yeah.
And I just thought it was really funny, and we filmed some kind of video over at your house, and I found the YouTube Magic box.
Mm-hmm.
And I was joking around with it, and I was like, dude, we should do like some kind of sequel where like I like buy YouTube Magic,
Mm-hmm.
and like, or like we do like another commercial style video where I like buy it and I'm like testing out all the features, and you're like the spokesman, so like telling me about it, and like all these things go wrong, and you're like like making jokes, and like like it's like you can do this, and then something goes wrong, and you're just like, see, isn't that amazing, and like stuff like that. Like I just thought it would have been like really cool, like funny little sequel just to have like what if you actually bought it, like what would happen,
Yeah, exactly. Well, yeah. And I am interested in like revisiting like the YouTube Magic concept someday. It's been a while since that video came out, but I still think it would be fun to make at some point in the future.
Dang, that video did come out a long time ago, huh?
Yeah, it was one of my first like skit, like lengthy skits. I'd say that I actually put like work into back when I first started. And so yeah, fun fact, I still have the original box that I used
Oh,
in that video. I've kept
let's
it all
go.
these years in case I've needed to use it for anything
Let's
else.
go.
So
Mhm.
if we ever make that video, it's there. Um, so yeah, that's YouTube Magic 2. I figured I could bring up one more scrap.
I feel like we could also like completely redo that first YouTube Magic video and make it so much better
We could, yeah,
now
I definitely could.
with what you can do
hmm For
and
those of you who
stuff, you
don't
know?
know, nowadays I use this free video editor named DaVinci Resolve 17. And it's like the most high quality editor that I've ever used.
And you got like the green screen and shit.
Yeah, and now I have a green screen right here that I can use. I have a new camera. I have a ring light. Been using. Oh,
Which
honestly, oh my god, it's so dark
oh
without the
god,
flash.
no, turn it
Let's
back
turn that
on
back
quick.
on. Yeah. Yeah, and I definitely could remake that video if I wanted to, but I think doing a sequel might be more interesting.
Yeah, no, I'm saying a sequel would be way more interesting.
hmm
But I'm just saying, like, maybe someday in the future, whenever we get bored, we could totally do like a remake of that and like make it so much higher quality and like so many cool special effects with what you now know how to do, you know?
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. Um, I think that'd definitely be fun. I figured I could bring up one more scrapped video idea before we do your second one, just because mine are a little
Oh
less
yeah, because my
developed.
second one was also pretty big.
Your second one is also a pretty big video. Um, Another discontinued video that actually we did film, but I don't think Brennan is aware of this, is a we did a vlog where me, Donovan, Cody, and Dean all cooked a pizza. We filmed this back in 2019, and it was going to be a vlog that was going to come out. Basically, we wanted to do a video where we cook something. Obviously, we're like amateur cooks, or at least at the time we were pretty amateur cooks, and we wanted to do a video where we cook something. And basically, we wanted to make like a recipe that no one has ever really made before. So we came up with the idea to do spaghetti pizza. And we basically we went to the store, we bought ingredients to make pizza, and then we bought ingredients to make spaghetti, and then we just tried to like combine them, and it did not turn out good, in my opinion. But yeah, I still have all the footage. I have a time lapse of us like in Donovan's kitchen, like making the pizza. I have like videos of us like we literally like put the spaghetti on top. We like cooked the spaghetti, put it on top of the pizza dough, and then cooked the pizza dough with the spaghetti on top of it. And I don't know if it sounds appetizing, but it wasn't super appetizing. To me at least. I don't think Donovan or Dean or Cody thought it was that bad, but I personally was very underwhelmed by it.
I feel like if it was made right, it could actually be pretty good.
Yeah, well, and that's the thing is I think it could have been good. I think we were just like amateurs at the
It
time.
was the whole point of the video, you know.
Yeah, exactly. It was an experiment. Never ended up coming out. But maybe someday that'll also be an episode of Scrapped. Who knows? And we'll talk about that a little bit more. Show off some footage, all that. But that's all I wanted to bring up for that one. So Brennan, would you like to tell us about your second big scrapped
Yes.
video that you were gonna make for your channel?
So this one, I totally thought of the idea for this script.
Definitely an
During,
original idea.
yeah. Well, so I know I'm not even gonna try to hide it. I made the script because I used to be the hugest fan of the CW Flash show.
On
And
Netflix?
so
Isn't it on Netflix?
it's on Netflix now, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
But it's on CW, like the channel, but it's
Oh,
all on Netflix
I
now.
see. Okay.
Um, but I was a huge fan of that show, and so I thought about it, did some writing, had some ideas, and I decided to make a show where, um, I remember the beginning of the beginning of the skit was literally us watching the CW Flash show, and I
Yeah.
was talking to you, and I was like, dude, just imagine how cool it would be to have that kind of speed, right? And you're like, yeah, but dude, that's not even gonna be possible. It's this show, and you're like talking about it. And then like my character like does all this like research and starts studying and like does all this stuff to like recreate like what gave the Flash the power. But like I didn't know how to work with that back then. So for us, it was mixing together a bunch of chemicals and then giving it a positive charge by having it come in contact with electricity and then drinking it. And so how we did that was pouring a bunch of weird ass colored drinks together into a bowl. So like strawberry brisk, pink brisk.
Oh yeah, I
Mountain
remember
Dew,
that.
some other stuff, and then we stuck a power cord in it.
Wait, did we actually like do that like in the
Yeah,
footage?
I had an old power cord that was cut. It had like a cut end on it, you know.
Yeah.
And so I was like, and now if I just stick this in there, it should give it a positive charge. And I like dipped it in
You dipped it in the
liquid.
liquid? Isn't that
Yeah,
still like dangerous even if it's cut?
probably yeah. Um, and so, anyways, this whole script was going to be called Speed,
Yeah.
which is also kind of funny because now being older, I now know that's a drug.
Yeah, we were doing speed, if you will. No. Yeah, no, and this was another skit that we filmed like a substantial
Yeah, but I
amount of.
think you have the footage for this one.
You see, I would think I did, but I don't know where it is.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say too. You did. Okay, let me correct that sentence. You had the footage
Yeah, I
for
had the
this somewhere.
footage. I swear that because I remember back because
I think it was on like an old computer of yours that you no longer have.
that is very possible. I remember basically when Brennan would have these big video ideas, he would ask me if we could film them at my house, mainly because I had like a good camera and spacious enough house, I
Yeah,
guess, to film
the
them.
room, like the room for it. Because at that time, I lived in like an apartment.
Yeah. So you were like, "Oh,
So
can we use your house to film it?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure, let's do it." Um, and I remember like when you told me like about like the plot of it, I was like, this sounds really familiar." But you even
yeah.
you acknowledged that it was similar to the Flash.
Oh, it was straight up just because I was a huge fanboy of the CW Flash, and I was like, what if we did a skit where this guy became so obsessed with the Flash that he like tried to recreate like what made the Flash the Flash. And I'll never forget in this video we had no way to edit fully other than a YouTube editor, the free YouTube editor. So we didn't really have anything for special effects for like
No, we did
slowdown
not.
time. So we had to do like some stuff with slowdown time. So like we had a bad guy in the video who was casted by someone who shall not be named.
Oh yes.
And he it was so awkward trying to film it because we had to like try to convince him to like act like he was in slow motion so I could like do stuff to make it look like I was moving faster than he was.
Yeah, so he would have to move like
He had to move like slowly
this, right?
down like this, and I
Yeah,
had to
I
come
think
up
I
and like
remember filming
grab
this.
him and go like this and stuff like that, or like punch him and then make him like slowly move back, and then we'd be like, okay, go, and he'd be like, whoa, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
As like just like a little fight scene, and we also made him wear the same stuff that I used for like the truth.
Yeah,
The
I
same
remember
hat,
that
the same
because I was like,
bandana.
that was like your thief or
Well,
what would
I
you
had
call
all
it?
that. I had all that stuff because I used it for a costume of a singer from a band I listened to, and so I had the bandana and the hat and the black hoodie. So I was like, yeah, this works.
Yeah.
So we did all these things, and there was one shot that if I wish we could find the footage because for honestly, how I read this and how things turned out, I hated it.
Yeah, really.
But there was one shot that I wish we still had the footage for just so we could try to put it together and see how it would have looked. And it would have been the final shot of the script. And it was when you and me, I was after we do something and then we like sit in the chair and we're like, it's been a long day, man. It's like, yeah, it just feels good to sit back and relax. And you hear like on the news, like, like 4 robbers have robbed a bank and are now in a high speed chase with the cops or something like that. And you look at me and you're like, you want to go? And I was like, heck yeah. And then it's supposed to cut to where I like get out of the rocking chair and the rocking chair is like rocking back and forth.
Yeah.
And then you threw like papers up in the air to make it look like I went and like the rocking chair was moving and the papers were up in the air. You had to stay like perfectly still on the couch
Yeah.
to make it so we could do it all in one shot to look like you never moved. Like that was the only shot of that I wish we still had the footage for, so we could like put it together and
feel
see.
like I remember that, like vaguely.
I had to get underneath the computer. I mean, underneath the camera, and have like one hand on the rocking chair, the other hand with the paper, and I'd be like, "Go!" And I'd have to like push the rocking chair and then throw the paper, and then hope I stayed below camera, and then you would be like, you'd flinch forward like you're ready to stand up, and then you'd be like, "Yeah, that's right," and then you'd sit back down.
Yeah. Because you're supposed to be like super fast, right?
Yeah, so I was supposed to just be like there because I would have been like, because I kind of look because you're like, you want to handle it, and I kind of looked at you and I'm like, yeah, I got this, and you're like, here, I'll come with, and then as you're getting up, I like disappear out of the chair, and the chair is rocking, and the papers go flying, acting as like I went.
Oh my god,
like, out of the chair.
I do remember filming that, and I remember it being really awkward.
I just remember you having to sit so still like this until after like everything was thrown, and then you were like.
And I was like, Brennen, how much longer do I have to stay here?
It was so bad.
Yeah, well, and even now, like the difference between like the truth and speed for me is that I think we could definitely do the stuff that you wanted to do with the truth, like with editing capabilities that we have that I have now. I don't know if we could do that with speed. I don't know how to like make it look like people are going green screen. I mean, yeah, but like even then, like I don't know how it would be like the effect where like there's like a rush, there's like the wind against. You know what I'm talking about? Like how they do that in like the Flash. Like I really want to figure out how to do that because I feel like it would be really cool to see that, but it would be tough for sure.
Yeah, it would definitely be interesting.
It would definitely take some work. And I don't put work into my videos. Are you kidding me? No, but yeah. I don't know, but it was. I still thought it was an interesting concept for a video, though, and you know, I will say like, if I'm somehow able to, because I remember we filmed this in spring break 2017. The footage is probably on the computer that my family used before we got our newest one. But we still have we still have that computer that has that footage on it. So if I'm able to somehow find that computer, rip the footage from that computer, and then like get it,
rip it.
Yeah, rip it from the computer, and then get it on like my hard drive on my computer, I could in theory make like a mock-up of what that video would have looked like.
Yeah,
and then we could react to it. Because I think that would be really interesting to see that.
That would be funny.
Yeah, because I do definitely remember like awkward just how we had to film it was just really weird.
Oh yeah,
but nevertheless they were both fun to film. I was happy to see that you had like these really elaborate ideas, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but it's just at that time they were maybe just a little too elaborate.
You were ahead of your time, let's say.
I was ahead of my time.
Yeah, I remember when we would be filming these, they had such a serious tone to them, and then every time I would be like, "Oh, if I was making this, I would put in this dumb joke."
Yeah, you were such more of a comedian scriptwriter, and I was such more of a serious scriptwriter.
Yeah, so I was like, "Oh, once this video comes out, I'm gonna make a parody of it, but make it super stupid."
You wanted to make a parody of every single video I ever made.
Yeah,
and I loved it. I remember I was like, dude, if this comes out and you make a parody, it's gonna be the funniest shit.
Yeah, and I only ended up making a parody of Who the Hell Are You?
Yeah.
You know what? You should talk about that.
666.
You should talk about Who the Hell Are You?
Who the hell are you?
Because that's only series
that I would still be tempted to continue.
Yeah, and because that's a series that you did make and you did like post a couple episodes of. Because I was in one of them, I remember.
Yes.
And
is the video of yours still on there, or did I ever even make yours?
I'm pretty sure that the video that I was in is up on your channel. I'm pretty sure it's part 2. For those of you who don't know, Brennen made a series back when we first started doing YouTube, like in 2016, called Who the Hell Are You? Essentially, there was like this character who was supposed to be like a version of Brennen from like the future, and he would come back in time and like harass Brennen, I guess. Was that kind of like the plot of it?
Yeah. Oh my God, I just found all this. I just found all the recordings for the other episode that would have had Talon in it.
Oh, for who the hell
We
are you?
filmed, yeah, because we filmed Talon's
Oh shit.
video too.
Oh shit. I didn't even know he was gonna be in that. That's interesting though. Yeah. No, see, all of these, like, I feel like the scrapped videos that we have for your channel are so much more interesting than the ones for mine. Because mine are just like, oh, we made a pizza and it was bad. Oh, we fucking, I don't know. I don't know. Either way, it's interesting. But nevertheless, I think we've been recording for a while, so I'm tempted to say we might want to end it off here. I know we're ending off on kind of a
Yeah.
cliffhanger, but maybe we can make a part two to this.
We probably could. If I think hard enough, there's a lot of things that I had probably never made or never really
Oh, I
finished.
know for a fact that there's entire series that you started on your channel but never like made
Yeah.
more episodes of. So I would be interested to talk about those. Um, but I think with that, guys, I think
Oh
we're
wait.
going
Oh my
to
God, Antonio.
what, Brendan? I
I'm
was about
sorry.
to do
Just
my
real quick.
outro. What?
I'm just real quick. I have to say,
What's up?
only Who the Hell Are You parts 1 and 2 went up. I have Who the Hell Are You part 3, but I never uploaded it.
You have Who the Hell Are You Part 3?
Yeah, but I never uploaded it.
Are you sure? I thought you deleted it. Or did you just private
No,
it?
I think I just may have privated it.
Oh shit.
But it only has 4 views, so I'm tempted to say I just never uploaded it in the first place because there's no thumbnail for it either. And
Oh,
I made
maybe
thumbnails for these videos.
you didn't. Shit. Maybe Who the Hell Are You Part 3? Release Who the Hell Are You Part 3?
Oh
Anyway,
man,
guys, Brennan, we're trying to finish the episode here. I'm sorry. I hate to cut you
we can
off.
leave now. We can do it now. We can quit.
Okay. But obviously, there's more to say about this topic, so we will make a part two to this video at some point in the future. But until that point, guys, we will see you guys on the next episode of Chit Chats. Bye bye. Brendan, get off your phone and wait. Bye. Bye
Bye.
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 Bye
Bye.
bye. Bye.